split to do so. But just seeing more importantly the differences. Teams aside, if you erased all the team names, but you just looked at compositions, I love what these guys bring to the tables. As it looks like it's going to be our first time on Haven for this one. And if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be Pyronic and Kudos here facing off for this one. So we haven't seen Pyronic in a long time, and now we'll get to see if they're feeling a little rusty or a little cold, coming off of that break after one game. I do want to, less Valorant related, more Esports Arena related. The YouTube channel for Esports Arena not only has like 800 plus videos, informational videos, some videos that you can watch on games across the board, but they also do a 24-hour live stream of the online tournaments that they have going. And I think that is absolutely sick. So make sure you guys also check that out if you want to catch any of the action you may have missed. And speaking of action, a couple of kills coming through. It is just a trade onto Paranoid, who this time around is going to be piloting that jet, no longer on the Viper here on Haven. And we'll see how he does that.
And we see Hira on the jet once again that he top fragged on in the previous round. Jonah able to get one there in a long, and now the pushes have been very stunted here by Pyronic. They've looked to rotate over to C site, and actually they've gotten the spike down. So the rotation on its way from Kudos. They're going to have to play for the retake, and Jonah going down. That's a huge frag there, but E-shots and Steph getting him as well. Two-piece able to take out Steph here. It's the 2v2 as they push onto the site. Hira along with the Omen here, looking to push through the cage, going to spot the Cypher. That's going to get killed for Matt, though, taking out Hira, and Two-piece isn't able to trade back. Matt's going to finish it off, and Pyronic take our first pistol.
Yeah, and this is almost a complete changeup in composition for Pyronic here. Matt still on the Cypher, but it's Steph no longer on the Raze, Paranoid no longer on the Viper, Toasty Unicorns now on the Brimstone, not the Omen, and E-shots was playing the Breach now on the Sova. So this team showing that they can stay diverse and bounce around for the agents that they should choose to use. Now going up around as well, coming through with that light buy should be a pretty easy pickup as Toasty Unicorns finds 3, and forgive me if I just called them Tasty Unicorns a second ago. I don't actually remember if I mispronounced that.
Oh man, that is certainly a risky push there down C long, especially all hugging the wall makes it a very easy spray with that Spectre for Toasty Unicorns to grab the quick triple to kick off the round. Obviously, it appears the trend will continue. You win the pistol, you're going to take the next round here as Zebro looking to rotate back over to the A side as the spike is going to go down. I would assume with this Sheriff bot, he's probably just going to hold for some exit frags. Pushing onto the side is basically a recipe for death and disaster here, as he's going to hold just outside of the doors here onto the A site. See if he can maybe get anything going at the end of this round. The recon bolt up high will spot out the Phoenix there, holding just below on the site. Meanwhile, his teammate just outside of a long right now, holding just in front of the CT spawn. Zebro going to rotate over to help with him, see if they can get some exit frags here. And this is going to be a second round to Pyronic.
Yeah, really nothing much to grab outside of these exit frags. Have to be wary of the remaining members coming through. They don't spot out Zebro, and unfortunately, the shorty isn't enough. Everybody ends up falling, not before a couple of kills come through. So not really hurting the economy, as you can see the teammates tossing over the Spectres that they were able to hang onto and look for a buy themselves. But as you noted, a second round going over to Pyronic. We've yet to see the first 2 rounds being split. We've yet to see anybody really forcing for that second round either. So no real aggressive play there. I am a little intrigued by the economy or the weapons bot. You see it was a Marshall and still Spectres on the side of Pyronic and a full buy for Kudos. So this could be a difficult round for the attackers unless they choose to run and gun. But we know Steph with that trusty Phantom should be good for a couple of kills. Not going to be good for a couple of kills. It will be traded back. But Teddy finds the Phoenix, takes her down. And Eshan's going to use that owl drone for some information. Not going to find anything unless they did hear the footsteps. Two playing inside of the smoke. Now spotted out. Jonah finds a kill onto Paranoid. Jonah finds a second one as Matt is able to find two, but two-piece trades it back. And Pyronic with that awkward light buy, not really investing too much into this third round. Now on the back foot, 3-1 in members alive, and it's all up to Toasty Unicorns, who has the spike in his hands.
Yeah, gonna see if he can get something done here. It's interesting trying to analyze the choice for the buy there for Pyronic, and I think there's really two schools of thought. Either you can make the argument that it's, high confidence from Pyronic. Hey, even with these lower tier guns, we still feel like we can beat Kudos here and take this round. Or it's, fear maybe pushing it, but just a conservative approach, right? Let's play for our eco to be better in the long run here, not full buy, and instead look to keep a significant advantage in terms of cash for the long term. In the end, the round does go to Kudos here, so they are on the board, and we should see Pyronic with the full buy in this fourth round.
Yeah, and our lovely spectator tool shows everybody with the Phantoms, but that isn't always the case here. We do
How'd they
see
get Phantoms in the pistol round? Tanner,
Yeah,
what's going on?
Exactly. The full buy does come through this time around. It's now an op in the hands of Paranoid, no longer that Marshall. And it is going to be Zebro sitting on that Bulldog. So his economy alone hurting just a bit. Hopefully that doesn't matter too much coming into this next round. This one is really going to, again, kind of push the limits of the economies for these teams. If you are losing in this one, it's not going to feel great for the next couple of rounds. So we'll see if Kudos can find something, get it done here. Neural Theft is available for Pyronic, so if they do find an early pick on maybe a defender playing a little too close, they can get some more information and try and clutch out this round. The A push coming through, 5 stacked, nobody going through short as the smokes are going to come down. There's the sky smokes from the Brimstone. Teddy going to be smoked off in heaven. Will he choose to play aggressive and leap out? He does spot one out there. Nice trap wire. Going to find the kill onto Steph. Now a member down, but the spike has been planted, and it's the retake now to come through from Kudos.
Yeah, I love this solo hold from Cypher. It's super common on Haven. With all of the utility he brings, you can really lock down a site early and delay and get the rotation. As Hira up in heaven with 2 kills. With that operator looking super clean, finally gets that gun in his hand in round number 4, and he's making it pay off big time as the Molly on the spike there will delay the defuse, but Hira able to get it in just enough time. That's going to be a tie game here. Kudos with a beautiful retake of this A site.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Like you said, they tried to buy as much time as they could. You saw the Molly there at the end to try and buy some time on the spike, but it was Toast Unicorns forced to run away from that one, save his weapon. As you can see, that economy could be a forced buy here. It's interesting to me. We've seen a lot of, or at least myself personally, a lot of the times, typically your jet player will play with one of these shotguns, the shorty. The nerfs did come through, but they don't hurt that much when you're right in the face of somebody. But the jets that we've seen now have been playing a bit more passive, right? They've just been trying to buy out for these operators, not necessarily opting into these shotguns that come through and then make that aggressive play, more so using those dashes in safety after whiffing a shot or after taking a shot and landing a shot. So it is interesting to see the different play styles coming through and some of the aggression kind of being weaned away from as the flashes go out. But unfortunately for Jonah, nobody is down C long. Pyronic do have some pretty strong ults available. Neural Theft is still up, now have the Blade Storm and the Run It Back. So a whole lot of information can be gained in this round should they use it. And there's the Blade Storm coming through towards B site. Hopping up is Paranoid. Went down in the last round. This one, though, looking to find a kill for himself. He does just that, not before being traded. Jonah and Teddy going to find a couple. Teddy actually finding 2 of his own as the smokes are blocking off a bit of that site, but Teddy finds a 3K to close it out there. The Phoenix picked one up for Kudos, but they regain, or not regain, but the first time now taking a lead in this one. The full buy is really paying off for this Kudos squad.
What a confident push there from Teddy through the smoke onto the side. Basically had no backup. That was a solo push by the Cypher. He picks up the initial frag onto Matt there, who was looking to get the spike down, actually stops the plant, catches Steph pushing out through mid, no backup for his spike planter there, and then gets the final one onto Toasty Unicorns in window. So Teddy, you know, getting backup from his team, but single-handedly putting together an impressive round there for Kudos.
Yeah, and if you just looked at the economy there, or the scoreboard rather, the last 3 rounds in favor of Kudos, they gained their first lead in the game. And some of these Pyronic members, you see it here on Toast Unicorns, he's sitting on 0 credits and they're already a man down. This is a huge round that they would need to win in order to keep this one close. If they lose this one, it can be argued that they lose the next because of a poor economy here. So they need to now play this so methodically and find a pick of their own as there is a minute left on the clock. We've yet in this one to see either of these teams fall to running out of time, but eShot's going to find that pick that we were talking about. Now moving towards this C site. Orbital Strike going to be used, trying to clear out the back corner. There's the flash, so a nice curveball coming through. Neural Theft used as well, but Jonah finds a kill. Paranoid with the up in hand, not able to do it. It's a 2-for-1 as Jonah found 2 and Toasty found 1. The spike is now down on C site, and it's all up to Toasty Unicorns to try and get it done. The trap wire will reveal him. Zebra will find the kill, and just like that, 4-2 for Kudos. The last 4 rounds won. And I talked about this before, jumping in it with Pyronic as well. These guys are coming off a bye. They're coming off a little cold. They're also coming off that 3rd round awkward Marshall bye, and that really seemed to kind of stamp the last 4 rounds for Kudos to pick those up pretty easy.
Yeah, so they were kind of in a tough spot that half buy. If the people at home noted the money that Pyronic was sitting on, the half buy guaranteed every player on the team at least 3,900 credits with the loss bonus they were going to get for that 3rd one in a row. So Pyronic was guaranteed at the very least Vandals and Phantoms and full shields in that next round. That's regardless of utility costs, but they weren't able to pull it through. And now it means that Pyronic is so heavily on the back foot right now as a 2-piece, going to push through a flawless round there from Kudos. And, you know, we talked a lot last week, not so much this week as we've seen much tighter back and forth games. But last week we saw teams playing so heavily off of momentum, lots of runs of 3, 4, 5 rounds in a row. And now we're finally today starting to see it here with Kudos. They drop the pistol, obviously lose the 2nd round, but once they get going, they have now rattled off 5 in a row, are looking for 6, and Pyronic is still in big trouble. They went for the save in the last round. They should have a solid buy here, but Kudos has just looked well up to the task on defense.
Yeah, and there's no better feeling than what Jonah may be feeling now as Hera does find a kill onto Paranoid, which could have been the opper down, but Steph trades it back, and they should be able to pick up the operator for themselves. It's a pretty simple A-take, but as I say that, Jonah starts to pop off, and I just said his name briefly before the start of this round, as we do find him healing up in his own Molotov here. And unfortunately, it's all up to Toasty Unicorns again. The spike is down. This guy finds himself in a 1v3 more often than not, unfortunately, for this Pyronic squad. And I would think you want to play safe here. They haven't been. It's a win, a loss, a win, a loss, a win, a loss is not great. You're not getting that extra loss bonus. So maybe not too pretty for the economy for this squad. Now, Jonah, we talked about momentum. There is no better feeling than when you are able to win every single fight. That gives you so much confidence, and we're seeing it pay off. He used the run it back in that last round, found a kill. In this one, finds 3 kills, and I believe the round prior to also had a 2K for himself to end it, and he ends this one off with the 4K. So, I mean, all eyes are on this guy because he feels pretty unstoppable and a lot of momentum alone coming from this Phoenix.
Man, looking really strong right now. Top fragging 16, 3, and 1. And let's be clear, the rest of Kudos is not playing badly, but Jonah is basically just taking all the kills before his team even has a chance to get after them. Kudos largely riding off of the stellar play of this Phoenix player right now. Hera has this operator still going to look to peek out through C long, but really we see Jonah coming alive. He didn't have a bad game by any stretch in their previous matchup against KSA, but it was largely the Hero show. And Jonah seems to think, hey, you had a little too much of the spotlight in the previous round. It's my turn here on Haven, as Hero's going to get another there. 2P's going to get the spray on the Paranoid, and Toasty Unicorn's going to be able to trade one back. But Hero with the blind shot through the smoke on his operator, going to grab another. Zebro takes one. Teddy going to finish off his opposing Cypher. And just like that, Kudos has guaranteed them a lead going into the second half, up 7-2.
Yeah, and there's a difference in demoralization when you get sprayed through a smoke with a Phantom or a Vandal or maybe even a Spectre. It's kind of to be expected if you're pushing a smoke or just running through a smoke and somebody's spraying. But when that off shot is just perfect through the smoke and it finds you just like it did Toasty Unicorns, it is absolutely crushing because your team basically has the site taken. You just need to play in these corners and look for some frags, as Kudos here are looking for the retake, but Hera making sure that doesn't happen. You look at the economy, again, it's Pyronic so far on the back foot. They have a full buy coming through as all 5 of them spotted out here, pushing towards C, and they really need to pick up a round in this one. They're also beyond an eco as Steph finds one. Finally coming alive in this game. Hunter Shuri goes out, finds a bit of damage and some information onto Hera, but 2Piece is going to even the odds. Now it's a 4v4 with the spike being planted. Can Pyronic hold down the site, or will Kudos just remain on top, playing with this momentum? Hera starting to feel himself. Has the ultimate out. There goes the curveball. 2 playing towards long. 1 gets spotted out. E-shot's going to find the Jonah with the flank. Picks up a kill in the back of Matt. Steph now trying to do what he can. It's to run it back, but he's going to get chased down as well. The classic comes through, and Jonah stays hot in this one onto this Phoenix. Molotov is down. Stimpak going to go down as well, and Hero just going to look for the defuse, but it's not going to happen. It's the shock dart from E-shots, and Toasty Unicorns finally stealing some of this momentum. Another round picked up by Pyronic. You love to see it, but as you stated before, Ye, so it's 7-3, so it's not going to be an even half. Kudos still are already ahead going into the half. Now it's all up to Pyronic to try and even the odds as much as they can.
And I think you made a really good point early on in that round, as Steph was able to grab 2 frags there. Just to note, through 9 rounds, Steph had only had 3 kills, and that was a name that we talked about a ton at the start of the day. Was a huge catalyst for Pyronic in their first round win over Blitz, and it's a good sign for them that he's able to get 2 frags in that round, and they're able to take that one all the way through to a win, because Steph really can be the kind of the straw that stirs the drink here for Pyronic. And there's another 2. So Steph starting to come alive is a huge sign here for Pyronic, as Smoke's down on this B site. The spike has been planted. Hera here on the site with the operator, gonna get sprayed down from the side by E-shots, but Teddy immediately trades back, but is still in the numbers advantage in favor of Pyronic.
And even more so as Matt finds 1, finds 2, as another round comes through, and Pyronic are looking to make it a 7-5 half. So this one, it seemed like it was slipping away, but as we stated, Steph comes up with another huge 2K. That's what you want to expect out of this Phoenix. Although there was, I believe, another game played. No, it wasn't actually. So Steph is coming off of, I forgot that Pyronic had that buy. Coming off of that Rays game, absolutely popped off. Now coming into this one and not having the best showing. I said it once before, but I think it is, just kind of coming off the couch type deal, quote unquote, not actually coming off the couch. Don't have my head for that one, but just coming in cold here on a different agent, definitely putting Steph on the back foot. Just alone as a player, but finally coming alive here, and it's the perfect time to do it, because if you're good for that pistol round, then you're good to pop grapes. His 2Piece hiding in the smoke. It's gonna get sniped out by Paranoid. What a huge shot there. Nice pickup as another one had come through. Pyronic 5-3 in favor as far as numbers go. The Sky Smokes come down, trying to stop off the push from the back of this site here. Here trying to play aggressive, but Steph finds one onto Teddy's. E-shots just hanging out towards C long. Can do that. Is afforded the opportunity with those shock darts. Zebro finds one with the Odin. Can he find another? Wary that somebody is inside of mid. as it's now a 2v4, but it's the last round. You just have to send it. Toasty Unicorns finds the kill onto Hira. I didn't see, but I think the spike did reach halfway here as Zebro just spraying through. Pyronic finds the last kill, and Pyronic, against what seemed like all odds there, do turn it around here, and it's the best that they could get here. 7-5 going into this half.
Yeah, and part of the resurgence there of Pyronic, not only Steph coming alive, but it seems like a change in mindset for where they wanted to play on the map. Because early on in the half, it was a heavy dosage of A with a little sprinkling of B site pushes from Pyronic, and they weren't working. Kudos had the A site locked down tight. Their retakes were extremely clean if they were even able to get the spike down. And it seems like once they were able to get kind of a foot in the door over at the C site, Pyronic finally kind of found their footing into that half. They win the last 3 rounds in a row after dropping 7 straight, bring this match within 2 rounds. So obviously our perspective on this one has shifted drastically at the end of that first half, but Pyronic has life as we have our second pistol.
Yeah, and this is going to be a huge round. You pick this one up, you could easily tie up the game if you are Pyronic. As the curveball goes out, Jonah peeking the corners, not able to find too much. We talked about this guy feeling hot here on this Phoenix, and we'll see if he's able to stay just as hot as the spike is going to go down. Planted for C long. Jonah will retreat and join his fellow Sova here back towards that spawn. All 5 members stacked up here coming over from this connector on the back of the site. Recon Bolt not going to find too much. Toast Unicorn's going to find the first kill. That's onto Hira. E-Shots finds one onto 2-piece. Pyronic finally coming alive yet again inside the smoke. They can't find the diffuser here. Finally they do. It's the shock dart that gets it done. And Kudos, against all odds there. It was so close there for Pyronic to find that diffuse. E-Shots time and time again has been huge with the shock darts.
Yeah, that's rough. Obviously, that C-long plant and holding at a distance can be extremely strong for attackers, and the Ghost is no slouch at range, but in those pistols, it's still a bit of a risky choice. But as you mentioned, the shock dart was very, very good from the Sova. Kudos able to stop that defuse just in time, and enough chaos on that side that they're able to finish off the last few frags that they needed to grab that pistol round, looking to push it to a 9-5 lead here as Jonah continues to lead the way on this Phoenix. Molly onto garage doors for now as he's going to slowly push that way. A little bit of information, they have spotted the Phoenix inside there on the other side of those doors, but Jonah going to play slow here, not electing to push, and they're going to rotate to C as Hira has gotten access to the site so they can look for the spike plant. They've got to be careful of an aggressive push out of garage as 3 players are stacked in there for now, but the spike is going to go down. It's another C-long plant here as Hira holds in the back of the site, and Teddy getting a kill onto Steph is a great start for Kudos.
Yeah, a great start. It's a 3K. It's a 4K for Teddy. They're in that mid garage. Paranoid finally going to take him down now. It's a little to be expected as they were just on pistols, and I believe it was the Phoenix wielding the shorty in that tight corner. Unfortunately, Steph falls down. Teddy going to be the benefactor of a 4K and boosting the stats a little bit as he's trying to find Jonah. Notably, I believe in the last 4 rounds, Jonah's only picked up 2 kills. Not that it's really mattered, but I think more so at the end of that first half, Jonah wasn't necessarily popping off. He was sitting at 16 kills, allowing the rest of his team to do their part, and it let Pyronic get back in the game. So now, if you are on Kudos, hoping that Jonah continues to move forward, picking up some kills as he looks for one here. Spectre in hand is able to run and gun quite a bit. It's going to be the Jet backing off here, dropping down the smoke as Paranoid finds one onto Hira. That's a huge kill here. Hira being a large member for this team. Operator in hand, not going to find the second. Jonah going to pick it up. The run and gun comes through and stays true for 2 members as the spike is here on this A side. It is going to be planted down. Oh, okay. The reposition, I thought maybe looking for a kill, as they're still just buying some time, maybe trying to bait somebody out for the plant. Now the spike does go down, and in a 3v4, Pyronic have to get it done. Very, very low HP on the Cypher here, so it's very possible that Pyronic turn this around.
Yeah, Jonah was able to pick that up. Good spray from 2Piece, able to get the headshot onto Matt in heaven, and Jonah gets that shot as the entrance onto the A site. Teddy finishes it off with the headshot on 2 E shots there, and just like that, Kudos has turned this game around. The first gun round where we typically see things start to shift back. Kudos stops Pyronic from stalling their momentum. They've grabbed 3 rounds in a row to start this half, and Kudos is looking to keep their foot on the gas here and finish off Pyronic.
Yeah, now in that one, so I would if somebody in Twitch chat could let us know here, Teddy for Kudos, is it the same Teddy? I'm speculating here. Is it the same Teddy from the San Jose State University? Please let me know as the kills come through in this one. And like you said, Kudos stepping on the throats. They're pedal to the metal. It's on the floor now as they're trying to find these wins. It's just barely, narrowly seeing that model there picking up a kill here. Is Teddy the same one that I was just talking about? And Zebro across the map can find one. I think more often than not, I don't know if Zebro's just had the worst economy or doesn't want to buy from his team as E-Shots finally back on the board and picks up a kill onto Teddy. But Zebro is a guardian, or I'm sorry, not a guardian, a bulldog king. It seems like I see this guy with a bulldog all the time. On those eco rounds, he opts into the bulldog over the Spectre, and there's been a few other full buy rounds where I've seen him opt into that bulldog rather than picking up maybe the Phantom or Vandal. So hoping we see some more of that, as it is a little different, right? It's one of those guns that is 3-round burst when you do ADS. Obviously not as strong as the Phantom or Vandal, but it's a little bit cheaper when it comes in. And he's got 4,400 credits, so maybe he just prefers it.
Yeah, and I mean, if you can land that 3-round burst onto the chest and head of an enemy player, it is extremely strong and can just one-shot with that one spray if you land it just right there. Yeah, Zebro here going to go for that spray, sitting inside of the smoke, so seems confident nobody's going to find him there, and that is an 11th round for Kudos. And just like that, we were feeling great, right? Pyronic grabs the last 3 rounds of the first half. Seems like they've finally found their footing here, but Kudos has completely denied them building onto that 3-round run here, as they've taken 4 to start the second half. If they can grab this one, it will be a setup for match point. Thankfully, Pyronic does have a great buy here. Everybody has full shields and rifles. They have an operator and light shields on their jet. So we'll have to see if Paranoia can get something going. But Pyronic, no excuses from an eco standpoint in this 17th round.
Yeah, and it seems like I guess really in this second half, it hasn't mattered where Kudos went, but it's so incredibly hard. Every time we see Pyronic trying to retake on C, they're all stacked up towards the back of the site, and then eventually the shock darts become too strong, and they do end up falling to that. Zebra able to just play around C long. But they also are having a hard time retaking on A. They need to find some of these early picks and then maybe change up that angle so they aren't being traded out, as it looks like the play here might be towards A. That Spike hanging out in that connector, moving towards A short. The rest of the team moving up A long. And you have one waiting on the flank here. So there's going to be Zebro, I believe, just hanging out back there. Make sure nobody's coming around to anything cheeky. The run it back gets a bit of information. Now, can they find the kills? 2 creeping up towards heaven. One member already underneath in hell, able to play on this A side, as a Spike will go down. The recon bolt going to get a little bit of information, but we'll see what Pyronic can do with that.
All right here, and do want to apologize. It's actually Paranoid, not Paranoia. Do want to get those right. As Steph stepping onto the site, he's going to get a frag. So will Matt there, taking out Teddy. And as Ned's severed head has confirmed in Twitch chat, it is the same Teddy you were thinking of. 2Piece here, trying to stall, is going to take out Paranoid. Now with the classic, looking for Steph there. Steph going to get that one. Matt going to take out here, peeking from A long. Zebro with a good spray, makes it a second frag there onto Steph, but the defuse has been finished. An operator is going to be picked up, and Pyronic will grab a 6th round here, finally getting on the board in this second half.
Yeah, and you love to see the life steal from Pyronic in that one. The site was taken almost for free by Kudos, but they're able to show us the retake ability on A site. Now, it looks like, as I was saying before, both A and C have been the not only the plant site of choice for Kudos, but giving Pyronic trouble. Both of them were. Now that Pyronic have picked up a win on A site, I would think that we see Kudos lean over towards C and see if they can just try to close this one out there, as it is 11-6, so they still need 2 more rounds in this one. And it's a semifinal, so it's still a best of 1. I would love to see some overtime play from these teams, as they have proven to be one of the top 4s here. Going to find the first kill. Flash goes out here, finds a second one. C site open wide up, and now this is going to be incredibly difficult for the remaining 3 members of Pyronic to retake this one. Orbital Strike is available, and if there was ever a time to use it, maybe it's not now, actually, in the 2v5. I thought in the 3v5, maybe, as Teddy finally going to grab that kill there. A 3K for him. It is a flawless victory going to match point for Kudos. And Twitch chat did confirm it is the Teddy from San Jose State University. So nice to see him out here participating in one of these esports arena tournaments.
Yeah, and you know what? You mentioned that C push, predicting it as the early setup was on that side from Kudos, and it seemed like Pyronic expected the same. Steph had actually backed out of Garage and was looking to play more towards C main right off the bat, but it wasn't enough. They get that early frag onto E shots. Steph actually ended up getting flashed and wasn't able to get the trade onto Hira. Hira getting the 2 for 0 to start the round, and it meant that Kudos just had full control of the site. The retake was going to be near impossible for Pyronic, and it means Kudos moves to match point. They've got 1 round between them and a spot in this week's grand finals. Just a note for the other side of the bracket, SOR took a 13-8 win over Genesis, so they are just waiting for the winner of this one, and Kudos is hoping to finish things off right now.
Yeah, and Pyronic could keep them waiting for a while should they pick up a couple of rounds here. They have some pretty strong ultimates available. More importantly, Steph on the run it back. So if you can't get it done in the first life, can do it in the second here on this Phoenix pick, and it is now is the time to do it, right? Last round I said maybe use the orbital strike, use some of these ultimates. Now it's do or die for your team, so you want to make sure you're using those ultimates to get the best out of these rounds moving forward. As the A take looks to come through, Hira has the ultimate available, looks for the kill onto Paranoid, not gonna grab it, and Paranoid finds 2, not before leaving the site though. Toasty Unicorn's gonna trade 2 for himself, and Pyronic come to life in that round. And I said, use your ultimates. They didn't need it. They make me eat my words. They save those ultimates for another round, and they keep their tournament life alive here. And I think they only lost 1 or 2 on the back end. So the economy's not hurting too bad, and they're looking really good coming into the 20th round here. Kudos maybe on the back foot here. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but that was a very, very impressive round from Pyronic.
Yeah, that was huge. And you note not using the ultimates also, and I will note I didn't take note of all of the ultimates available for Kudos going into that round, but they were at the very least able to draw out the Blade Storm from Hira, so that's huge as well. So they still have their ultimates available, none up for the side of Kudos, and now we'll see if Pyronic can grab a second round in a row here and really start to build an economic advantage. It's a very slow push down C long right now as Matt taking a very passive hold here. I honestly like this. You can go for the retake, see if you can get in behind these players, play for, there's the orbital strike. He's gonna get 1 frag and make it a second. Jonah's able to back out of the orbital strike and trade out onto Matt, but eShots is still here. He's still working. Toasty Unicorn's gonna take down Zebro. Steph grabs the final frag, and Pyronic is not dead yet.
Yeah, and Toasty Unicorns has really come online in that last round, finding, I believe, a 3K, and it seemed like he was always on the back foot. Every time, 4 or 5 rounds maybe, Toasty Unicorns was the last member alive, just playing for exit frags or just looking to survive. Now, finally, coming online with his team, finding these frags, assisting his team there on C site. And this teeter-totter strategy that Kudos has been running, it's not working anymore. These C takes aren't for free. These A takes aren't for free. You can't just bounce back and forth in each of these rounds because Pyronic have found that out. They have their number now, as it looks like they understand that, and it's a completely different play style. It's across the map, looking for picks, waiting for Pyronic to play aggressive, and we see just that as Hira going to find the first kill onto Paranoid. The Opper is down. Toast Unicorns, though, Feeling pretty aggressive himself, playing close, dropping the smoke, is unaware of Teddy as he goes to the operator. Neural Theft gonna find out, but Toasty Unicorns picks up the kill there. I believe that Neural Theft still goes through, but across the board, it's 2 for 1. Pyronic still on top. Jonah on site. Not able to do too much. E-Shot's going to pick one up onto Zebro. Hero will fall. E-Shot's now coming online. Everybody is waking up from Pyronic, and it's all up to Jonah, who was a huge fragger in the first half, but is he going to be enough here in this one? No real love lost if this round does go the way of Pyronic as he's playing it safe. He wants to hang on to this gun. The economy is okay, but in a couple of rounds, it might not be for Kudos.
Yeah, Jonah just hoping to hold on to this gun, checking every possible angle to ensure that he can keep this Vandal in his hand. Interestingly enough, the Sova kind of got behind him there. Neither of them seem to be aware of where the other is as he's going to peek into garage, grabs that frag, may get peeked from window, but just going to escape in time as Matt does fall. He's got the Molotov behind him, tries to fake the plant, but Steph's spray is clean, takes Jonah out, and that is a 9th round for Pyronic.
And I love that Steph is saying, I am here. You can't molly me off. Sure, I might have had a quiet game, but the Molotov went down, and I thought it was Toasty Unicorns who was going to find the kill there. But it's actually Steph who pushed up from that mid garage, threw the Molotov, and found the kill there onto Jonah. So an aggressive push paying off, and they're staying alive here. Pyronic. Now, Paranoid has a Bladestorm of his own. We saw Hira try to do what he could on or of it with his own. Unfortunately, didn't get it done, and they lost the round. Now, Paranoid wielding that can play the long range game with both the operator and that ultimate. So this could be another huge pickup. Neural Theft also available should somebody push up closer to that C site and allow the Cypher there, allow Matt rather to use that ult.
I love the beautiful timing there of the pre-round spray from Jonah, the Phoenix "This is fine" spray, as they've lost 3 rounds in a row and 4 of their last 5. So Jonah recognizing either that things are getting a little scary, or actually just saying, "Hey, this is fine. You know, we still have a 3-round lead. We're still feeling confident. We just need one to finish things off here." The running back is available for Jonah, so they can use that for a bit of an entry to get some information. Bladestorm and the Neural Theft available here for Pyronic. So we'll have to see if they can continue to hold down these sites. Toasty Unicorns and Paranoid have looked very good during this 4 of 5 round run. They got the big frags holding down the A site to start off this 3-round run, and we'll see if they can keep things going, as that's going to be the recon bolt into mid. Jonah and the rest of his team quickly taking that one out, as we are finally seeing them elect for a B push. I don't believe they've done a single one in this half, but they're going for it this time around. Jonah's going to get taken out there from the A link, and he's going to throw down some molly. Smokes go down. Spike has been planted, and that is a numbers advantage as 2Piece going to get the beautiful shadow step into the site. E-Shot's taken out by him, and numbers in favor of Kudos as they look to close this out.
Yeah, looking to close this one out. As you stated, the first time we're seeing a B push come through in the second half of the game as 2Piece finds one onto Matt. Teddy on the flank, though, trying to stop it. The ultimate is queued up, but Paranoid is taken down, but Toasty Unicorns popping off a 3K for himself. He needs to find the ace and the defuse if he wants to keep this team alive. He fakes the defuse there, peeks left, not going to find the kill. Teddy will sit him down, and Kudos will move forward. But what a comeback there, or an attempt at a comeback from Pyronic. They were 3 rounds, I believe, and coming to that one, or it was 5 rounds rather, and then coming in huge when it was on the 11th round, on the 12th round. They were just, Kudos was 1 match away, and Pyronic still holding on. You got to give those guys props for really turning it on towards the end. And as I said 2, 3, 4, 5 times, maybe Twitch chat can correct me, these guys are coming off a little cold. They didn't get that quarterfinals match against Mamba Mode Gaming, and it kind of showed early in that one.
Yeah, stats coming up on the screen. As you can see, Jonah with a big performance. Teddy following him up second in frags for that one, 22 and 21 respectively. And Toasty Unicorns with an impressive performance in the loss. I do want to note, as you mentioned, the mental fortitude there for Pyronic. It's easy to go through what was a very difficult first half, but you grab those last 3 rounds, right? You've got to be feeling really good coming into the second half. And then all of that momentum you built just gets immediately snatched away. You
Hmm.
see, you you just see Kudos push to a huge lead and nearly set themselves up for match point, but they pushed things back. They kept things very close and very interesting, and they did not say die until that match was done. So credit to Pyronic, but now we've seen Kudos with two strong performances. They move on to the final to match up with SOR as we get ready for break. Tanner, any final thoughts before we throw to it?